We're actually getting something new today. And while it's not a big difference, it is a difference nonetheless. Because we're actually going to be going over some more of my art, just not from 30 Days of Design, because some interviews are just taking a little bit longer with people's schedules not lining up fully, where they need to push it back a little bit. Regardless, we still have stuff to look at. But before we look at that, I hope you guys like the new camera. It's a Sony ZV-10. Just got it. I hope it looks okay, because I'm still kind of trying to dial it in. Regardless, we get to look at today's art piece now. It can't even be just poster, but art piece that I kind of made, which is more practical, because it is actually going to be this tube TV that I made. And I had actually made this tube TV, I think almost 2 years ago now, when I was doing some streaming and I wanted a new stream overlay. And everything is set up for the stream overlay, so I might actually get to that in this video. I might be able to show that a little bit, but I was able to pretty much model the whole thing after this tube TV, and from that angle kind of forward face it and start to make it actually look good. So we have our signal dials here in these nice little ovals. We have I just called it the brown stripe channel, where you can adjust more knobs here. And then there's a grate that happens that I also copied on the side here. I believe that's just the speaker. Now, I never had this old of a TV specifically, but I definitely had an older tube TV. Just those big old clunky motherfuckers that just are heavy as hell, and it has those lines as you're watching it. It's it'll turn on with the very high pitch doosh. I remember having that when I was younger, before getting our first TV, which is just, I guess, kind of one of the first versions of a flat screen. It was still a very large and pretty bulky TV, but it was the rectangle rather than the square. Just being able to explore that different aspect ratio. So with this, I wanted to emulate that older style, even having the bright color and tint buttons down here with the fans down here for the cooling. I just threw my logo in here to kind of get everything set up once I was able to get the main shapes in, but then I started to actually mess around with it. On the side here, I made everything pretty much oblong. I was able to mess around with the antenna here, making it a whole different color, and just making them super oblong, turning the whole frame pretty much on its axis, leaving the center a nice, just uniform shape I already had it, to emulate kind of that curved glass feel. Even changing out the bottom a little bit just to kind of emulate kind of the theme that I started to go with. The rectangle here, even the ovals and circles here to emulate this a little more. I really liked how this started to look. Even the sides here with the brown stripe changing. And then even all the way down to just the grate on the side being all these different shapes kind of going together. I really liked kind of just stretching it and pulling it every which way I could to kind of make it stylized. Really enjoyed doing that. So I started to then think, I can't really use this stretched out one full frame, and I still want to have some style of this stretched out in this more uniform one that I can use in the frame. Because if we get close here, you can see these lines that actually mark out what the 16:9 form factor is. Obviously here it's just the 1920 by 1080. So from there, I decided to actually bring in the framing. Like I was saying, I still wanted to be uniform, while also having some of that expression that I wanted. And I found that having just the uniform body along with the kind of IO on the side here being that stylized was going to actually work, and it actually was going to look pretty nice. And then I started to come up with like separate knobs to separate the knobs so then I can animate them. And that one was actually going to be pretty easy with the animation here. Not that hard, but there was other animation things that I wanted to do, and I'll get to that. So I then wanted to actually throw it into a different scene, with here being like the media would be here, my camera would be down here, and then the chat would be going through here with the dial still being available. And then I had a full frame screen so that it could be like a starting or ending kind of screen while still having all my colors. And I did choose these colors based off of like a retro theme. That seems to be like just these colors I kind of just really like. They're very smooth colors and very pleasing to the eye, so I decided to just choose that, with the lightest color trying to be that nice cream, and then the darkest obviously being black, but being able to explore the warmer ranges and even some of like the cooler ranges, but still being in like a warmer cool range, just making it very eye pleasing and just very inviting, as I would like to put it. But in terms of assets, that's really it. I can actually start to look at some of the video playback that's going to happen with this. Right, so actually being able to take a look at here, my project file for the overlays that I made. This one is just the very basic frame, like I was saying earlier, and this doesn't have anything behind it until I actually start to add stuff. And that even just goes for some of the pre-compositions that I have here. With the tutorial that I followed, I was able to find out how to make these, and these are just the some notifications that I would have, new subscriber, there's a donation one, just all of these pre-compositions that I started to make. And then I even have the whole project file here that I started to actually add things into. Like here, I have a starting soon one rather than the bits. And this is the main one that I actually started to use here in OBS kind of thing. So I could actually have it as my starting screen. And this one would just play. It's on a loop. It lasts, I believe 12 seconds, or I guess right there at 5 seconds, it starts to loop. But the entire thing lasts 12 seconds and then it will loop. So then it looks a little bit better, maybe 4 seconds each, because then it would go 3 times and then loop. So then you wouldn't really be able to recognize that it does loop. So having that one, I even made a be right back screen, and the animation plays the same the whole time. It's just a matter of me changing the text that happens with it. And I was super stoked to actually find this tutorial, because then I was actually able to make the words look like exactly how I wanted it to, because even just getting in close here, I mean, that's a CRT. That's a CRT. And I'm super happy that I was able to find it. Even just coming back to the tube TV, I was able to throw the entire frame in and then separate everything out, because when I start to play this, you'll see that the knobs move. And those are the only things that move. They do a little back and forth till it's like, oh, they found the right channel, and then it'll get down to 10 seconds and then loop again. So then it'll come back and loop. But it's on a 10-second timer. I could probably make it a little bit longer so it doesn't feel as super repetitive, but that's what I had it as, at least for now. Do have other stuff like here, keeping the knobs. This is what I was talking about. Like the knobs animation stay, that's really like what I had to actually do with like easing and making sure nothing was too rigid. That one took a little while, but even just having the media talking point here, that one was super easy. Just making sure that I imported this frame and then put the knobs on that I had already animated. And this being the frame that I actually had to export. I didn't use this too much because then what I actually did was put the frame overlaid on top of everything with this animation here actually playing in the background, so it wouldn't interfere too much. So that seems to be just fine then. There's not really much else for me to say about this project. This is something that I really enjoyed. I actually got to use it for a time. I know you saw like the name on the bottom there, Tajiki. That is my kind of like gaming name. If you wanted to, you can search that up. You'll most likely find me because I haven't recorded in a little while, at least for that channel, but I kind of need to because it'd be a good time. That's really going to be it for this video. I know it's a shorter one today, but we'll get back to the actual content next week. This one was just a nice little intermediary as we get ready for the other interviews. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye-bye.